Welcome to From Beyond with your host, Glenn Boddice. Join me as we explore spirituality, self-help, and channeling spirit. Hello and welcome to From Beyond with your host, Glenn Boddice, spiritual medium. I do hope you're all doing well and you're enjoying these new vibrations of 2023 and that you're settling in nicely, consciously manifesting your destiny there. So today you're in for a lovely show as we're going to be discussing ripples in the flow. We'll be having your channeling from the world of spirit this week, which sees me becoming a vessel so spirit can communicate their wisdom through. And then later on in the show, we have your weekly energy forecast for this week to help you navigate your way through the twists and turns of what we can expect energetically speaking within your life this week. So without further ado, we're going to crack on with today's subject matter, which is, like I say, ripples in the flow. So what I mean by that, we're going to be diving a little bit deep with this subject matter. So how many of you that are listening out there have been going throughout circumstances within your life, and there just seems to be things that keep getting in the way, that stopping the flow, that stopping that process of going on your life path, and that's just putting you on pause for some reason on that train of thought, or that choice that you've made? Well, that's what we're discussing with this subject matter. So first of all, with this in mind, with this being the case, when there's ripples in the flow, usually there's signs everywhere, and we're to trust our feelings on this. Now, we know when something's not quite right because we feel tense all inside our physical body. Usually we get a strong knot in our stomach area there, in our solar plexus, that's giving us that sign there that something's not quite right, and maybe we need to give it our focus and attention in order to unravel whatever it is we're going through that's not sitting right with us. So by paying attention to our emotions, our feelings in our physical body, this is the first port of call. Obviously, when we're being observant as well, we can obviously see that there's something not quite right in a situation. And usually it's our optimistic side that says, oh no, you'll be all right, everything's fine, don't worry about it. That makes us go through that process. So by paying attention to our emotions, like I say, in our physical body, those are the signs that we need to look out for, to know that there's an issue or there's something that we've overlooked, and we need to give it some care and attention. So with this in mind as well, usually there's unnecessary drama that happens within our life, whatever it is we're going through, whether that's to do with career, whether it's relationships, whether it's a project, or whether it's just family or life in general, where there's a ripple in the flow, an unnecessary drama that doesn't need to be there, then that's obviously a telltale sign, and you need to raise those questions. Well, why is this happening? Have I allowed something to happen to reach this stage in my life where this is unfolding? Am I continuing allowing this to occur there? So, look at the roadblocks in the situation, look at the drama, and ask yourself these questions. Does this align with me? Why is this happening? Is there something to learn in this process? It could, going on the tangent of learning, actually, the fact that in the situation, it could be happening for a reason, because there's lessons to learn in the situation that will help you in your future self develop, grow, have that level of understanding, help you to help others recognize these patterns when life's not flowing maybe as easily as it should be. Then it could be happening for that reason. It's very empowering as well once we've learnt from these lessons, because we don't go down that road again, do we? We help others to recognize, like I say, these patterns that may be emerging in our lives as well. It could also be that there's a past life trauma that's coming to the surface, and maybe that's why there's constant roadblocks within your life, causing these ripple effects that are stopping your flow within your life. It could be the fact that these past life traumas are coming up and you weren't aware of them prior to this event or situation happening in your life. But now you're becoming aware of a certain pattern that's emerging and that needs your care and attention rather than getting aggressive, getting angry. Maybe look at these situations with a sense of ease and grace and give that patience to the situation and let it unravel of its own accord. Don't rush the process, because usually when you do this, this is where you make the situation worse. So it's a case of evolving through it, and all will be revealed to you. Now, if it is a past life situation, a trauma that's coming up, usually there's a pattern that keeps replicating. And when we don't honor that, when we don't recognize that, when we don't do the inner work, then that will keep occurring until we get that lesson, and then we can let that energy go. So just be aware of that as well. Also, obviously with unnecessary drama, ripples in the flow of your life, it could be simply down to the fact that you're making poor life choices. Now, what am I talking about when I say this? Poor life choices. Usually we make poor life choices when we're not present within our life, when we're focusing either on our past, when we're hung up on a past situation or an energy or a person for that matter, or we could be thinking about a future that's not occurred yet, and we're trying to bring that into form. And all of these things take us off our present moment. And in my experience, this is where our truth is. This is where our power is. And when we're present and when we're embodying those energies of the now moment, then that's where we can start to make more positive choices within our lives. And so having a poor choice is giving you that sign that you're not actually present in your life. Because if you were present, then you would have made a better choice. So maybe check in with yourself, look at your surroundings, focus your attention on all of your physical senses, your sight, your hearing, your taste, your touch, your smell, the temperature, the feeling. And then this will bring you in your present moment, along with grounding your energies. Imagining tree roots coming through the soles of your feet, going deep within Mother Earth. Doing similar exercises like this will bring you into your now moment, which is where your true essence is, which is where your power is. And this is where you can make more positive life choices. But having said that, if you are in one of these circumstances where you're witnessing all this unnecessary drama and these roadblocks occurring in your life, whatever part of your life this could be, like I say, it could be in work, career, it could be in projects, it could be with family, it could even be in a relationship you're in. There's many different occurrences where this can happen. Then with all of these things, what you need to do is move through it. Don't try and avoid it. Don't try and give it a wide berth, because with doing that, you're missing the lesson. You're missing the healing process, and you're also missing being present in that situation. Now, there's lots of beautiful healing energy and lots of advancement in your life when you do go through it. And when you allow yourself to go through this process, don't ignore the obvious. Just take it on board and be present, and then you will be given steps via your intuition, via your emotions, the necessary steps in order for you to take and move through it with ease and grace, and also embrace the lessons and, like I say, the healing in the situation. So moving through it is part of the process, and that's perhaps why these roadblocks have occurred in these situations in your life, because there's something to learn, there's something to be healed in order to help you move forward in a more positive direction in your life. And you're going to help others by doing this as well. Now, with this as well, they could be karmic lessons with various individuals involved in the same circumstance that you're in, where these roadblocks are in your life. Now, karmic could represent that you had a past life with these individuals. It could even be in your present life, maybe something that you did on your timeline together in a past situation, and later on in both of your lives, this has come up to the foreground again, where it's replayed, it's been reacted again, so that you can heal those hurts, so that you can remove those cords of attachment, and you can move through the situation. Going back to what we said earlier, maybe in your life in the past, you didn't embrace the situation for what it is. Instead, you tried to navigate your way around it, avoiding this beautiful lesson, avoiding the healings. And in many respects, that's why it's occurred again with these individuals. That's why it's happened again, so that you do face up to it, so that you do get the lessons, and so that everybody benefits from this situation. So again, going back to my point earlier, it's a case of going through it rather than skipping around it to avoid unnecessary drama. It's usually there for a reason, so trust the process and just allow yourself to go through with it as well. Now, these situations in our lives could be down to the fact that there's what I would call bad juju. In other words, negativity, bad vibes, bad energy. It could be low vibrational influences coming from an external source. So what I mean by this, it could be somebody that's thinking about you, that's sending some lower based frequencies your way. They're wishing this drama upon you within your life. They're wishing this unfortunate occurrences within your life. And with their intention, they're sending that towards you, towards your timeline. And if you're in a position in your life where you don't set boundaries, you just go throughout your life without paying any attention to the present moment or the people in your life, then you're leaving yourself open up to receiving some of these lower base vibrational frequencies that can have a negative influence within your life once you give your power to them. Now, by giving your power to them, you're literally just going with it, and you're not questioning the energy. You're not asking why this is happening. You're not understanding it as a lesson. You're not understanding it where it's coming from. And so when you do get present, like I said earlier, and you can make more positive life choices, you can be in an alignment with the energy that you're experiencing within that moment, and you'll pick up that this actually is a psychic attack, that some people would term it that way, where other people are sending this negative energy your way to put you off your track, to put a spanner in the works. When you recognize that that's what it is, you no longer give it your time and attention. You cut those cords of energy, and instead of allowing that influencing lower base frequency to play out within your life, you then cut those cords, energetically speaking, and you send love to the situation, and you send healing. You heighten your vibrations, so you think more positive thoughts. Whatever it is you're going through in that situation, rather than being pulled down by this negative energy and thinking the worst case scenario, you flip it on its head, you turn it around, and you start and think of a more positive outcome. And that's another way of cutting those lower base vibrational frequencies, those psychic attacks that somebody or people are putting towards you on your path. Turn it around, see a positive in the situation, and that energy will no longer sap all of your power away from you. You'll be reclaiming your energy, reclaiming your manifestation abilities, and you'll be turning that around very, very quickly. And you'll notice that you will feel lighter in your energetic body, and that flow state will return into your life in whatever situation you're going through once you've done that process. Now, this can occur when there's a collective amount of people that are maybe influenced by a certain situation, a certain narrative, and they believe that narrative. They've given their energy, their time, their focus onto that narrative, and they're sending that narrative and that energy your way. And if you're not willing to accept it, it's like what the great late Dr. Wayne Dyer once said. If somebody gave you a present and you didn't want that present and you gave that present back, who would own that present? Well, obviously, it would be the sender, it would be the giver, it would be sent back to them, wouldn't it? So you wouldn't hold on to that information. And so when you take that responsibility back for your own vibration and what you're willing and not willing to accept, then this is where you can rid yourself of these cords of attachment to this situation. Also, with this process, it helps for you to be mindful. So by allowing yourself time to reflect, maybe we all live busy lives, don't we? And we get very tied up. We get very committed with people, with projects, with things that we have in our timeline. But every now and again, it's a very healthy process for you to actually put yourself on pause and say to people, I'm sorry, I can't meet up with you this weekend. And they'll ask you why. And you'll just say, I've got something on. And they'll try and probe you further. Well, in this case scenario, then, it's none of their business. Just that you've told them that you're busy. You're allowing time for yourself to reflect, to do the inner work, to understand what's happening in your life, to understand these ripples in the flow in your life, and understand the lessons and the blessings hidden within them as well. Because like I said earlier, there's no way around them, because they'll keep coming back until you accept the lesson in the situation, because everybody benefits from it, from you taking time to reflect, to get involved and go through the situation. Reflecting, having this time out would obviously allow you to connect with the truth of who you are, your energy, your power there, to enable you to bring forward positivity through these situations, which in essence, having this time gives you that time for you to start and design your life in the way that you see fit for you, what feels right for you, where you're wanting to go in your life. It gives you, so all these ripples are usually there for a reason. It's there for contrast. So if you're not liking these occurrences in your life, then it gives you that contrast to make a new choice, make a new decision, and have that time out and start designing your life so that it does feel correct, so that it does feel right for you. And in order to do this, you will find you'll have to set boundaries, not only with yourself, but with the individuals, with people involved, with people that are making, probably taking liberties with your time and your energy there. You need to set some boundaries, healthy boundaries, so everybody understands where they are in the situation. And when everybody has that clear understanding, then we can all go with the flow a little bit more, can't we? We can understand that, that's how far they're willing to go. That's how far they're willing to go. And we can just work on a more respectful level, whatever the circumstance may be. Now, to set boundaries, you obviously need to be in touch with the truth of who you are. And you need to know your worth as well. So where have you been giving your time away to, freely and openly? And where have you not been respecting your time? This could be in the form, like I say, of a relationship. Maybe you're a giver, you overgive, you overshare, and that balance isn't there, quite there in the relationship. And so it's maybe having that time to reflect again and knowing your worth, yes, you are worth it. Yes, you do give a lot of energy and a lot of time to either the situation, the relationship, whatever that may be. And it's understanding that you do this and this is how you interact. And so when you do this and that respect isn't being shown, or shall we say reflected back to you, then that is when you go and reflect inwardly and you start and become more present within your life so that you can make more positive choices to maybe heal that part of your life by setting these boundaries, healthy boundaries, so that people know where they stand. You're respecting your own vibration, your own energy, and understanding that that's part of who you are. And if something's not in an alignment with who you are, then it's maybe time for you to reconsider that position within that that union, or within that relationship or project, whatever it happens to be. But listen to your truth as well, obviously, is paramount. Going through this process, understanding why these ripples are happening within the flow of your life, and listening to your truth will help you move your way through them with ease and grace. So what do I mean by that? I'm talking about listening to those stirrings in your heart, that beautiful unconditional love energy that you feel there, that sense of encouragement, that energy that catapults you forward, will help you move through this situation. So what I'd like to do is give you a few examples in my life where I've gone through things like this, and this is where I've learnt some of my best lessons. One of them is in various personal relationships as well. And like I say, in some of them, there's been roadblocks where that flow hasn't been there. And normally when you're in a relationship, it should flow, shouldn't it? It should be like a seesaw effect, so that energy is balanced and it flows and it goes in that direction. But in various relationships, there's been unnecessary drama that didn't need to be there. There was tension there. And within that tension and that unnecessary drama, behind the energy of that, there was the energy of manipulation, trying to get myself to do various things and to behave certain ways that don't necessarily align with the truth of who I am. So by having the sense to have that time out, to have that sense of self-reflection, to do the inner work there, it allowed me to see this occurring within that situation. And it also allowed me to have more healthy boundaries within my life. And it also gave me that strength, that ability to actually go through the situation and see the lessons in it and see the healing within it. And so I found it very beneficial when I've gone through this in terms of relationships within my life. And I'm sure with the other parties that were involved, it would have helped those release maybe some lessons and some cords of attachment. It could have been past life attachments there. Who knows throughout that situation? But on a personal level, I do know that it was very beneficial. I feel very blessed to have gone through those situations, as I've learned and grown as a result of that as well. And by not avoiding the situation, it's actually made those lessons a lot more prominent, stronger, to enable me to flow more freely with ease and grace in my life. So I'm very blessed to have gone through that. And I'm sure that those of you that are listening, once you understand that within your lives and the relationships that you're involved with, that these things happen for a reason, and it's all about expansion, learning, growing. And maybe part of you going through that was to understand your own worth, the truth of who you are, what you're willing and what you're not willing to accept, what you're putting your energy and your time to, and what aren't you putting your energy and your time to. It gives you all these questions come to the surface. So yeah, have a think about that if you're going through something of a similar nature. and hopefully that will help you. Other areas of my life was in my music career. And like I've said to you on one of these episodes before, I did go through a period in my life where I was striving to become a full-time professional musician, a touring musician, and a recording artist. Now, any of you that have gone through that process will know that it doesn't happen overnight. It's a continual amount of energy and focus and determination that gets you through that. And with that being the case, with me and the rest of the guys in the band, we were very focused and we kept pushing forward. And if there was a roadblock in the way, we would go through it and we'd think a way around it in order to move forward within the career path that we'd chosen there, within being an artist, recording artist and a touring musician. And so within that, there were various ripples in the flow where, for example, doing showcase gigs for record labels and things, there always seemed to be a little bit of a roadblock in the way that either it had been cancelled, or you needed to take a certain sized audience, or you needed to hire the venue, or you needed to pay this. There was all these roadblocks, but we always went through the situation and we took it upon our stride, and we saw the lessons in that situation. We also had management as well, which was interesting, because that led to us recording a single in one of London's prestige recording studios. Now, with that as well, again, it didn't free flow. There was always like a roadblock in the way, and we was like, oh, sometimes it can be quite deflating when you're going through this. But as a band, as a team, we banded together and we went through it. We've got our heads together, and we recorded the singles. We did the promotions and liaise with the management as well. But with having gone through all of this, we was under the impression that it was to obviously have this as a full-time career. But in actual fact, it didn't work out that way. It was the fact that we went through all of these roadblocks in order to give us that strength to follow our dreams, also to band together as a team, also to just go with the flow, trusting our intuition that this was something that we all needed to go through within our life. So upon reflection, learning from that has been very, very rewarding for me anyway. It's still given me that fire in my belly. It's given me that understanding of the music industry, and also that this life has something better to offer than that. And then that's why that didn't work out for us at that time, because usually life has something better planned for you, but you've got to have that patience and you've got to be willing to embrace it when it does occur. So even if there is a situation in your life that you're going through and you're thinking, yeah, it's going to get me to this destination, this goal in my life, well, maybe it's to take you to another plateau in your life that you've maybe never considered. So something better than your original thought that will not only help you, but help humanity. And that's why it's come in for you. And that's why the other choices that you made in your past hasn't worked out, because there's something better that benefits everybody. Well, now we're moving into the next segment of the show, which is your channeling from the world of spirit, which sees me becoming a vessel in order for spirit to bring their message through.
Happy New Year, everybody. We'd like to thank you for tuning in this week. And we'd want to let you know that there's some fantastic opportunities coming your way in this year of 2023. But to enable you to connect yourself with the frequencies of them, you must let go of the old ways, the old belief systems, the past as you once knew it. You must focus on your now moments, your present moments, for that is where your strength and innate power is. This is where your manifestation skills come into fruition. When you focus on the now and how you're feeling and what you're focusing your attention and energy on. And when you stay in that vibrational frequency with intention and hold on to it without non-attachment to the outcome. Now this is quite a confusing, we understand, concept, because you've got to hold that vision, that feeling, that frequency in your mind and in your heart and in your soul. But be open to the infinite possibilities that the universe is going to bring in for you to match with that frequency that you're emitting. But what you will find when you let go and let the universe work in your favor, it will actually bring forward opportunities, things into your reality that are actually better than what you originally perceived and what you focused your time, attention, and frequency and energy on. So this is the important part of manifesting, is learning to let go. And if something doesn't match exactly to the letter, then this is because its intention is to be better than what you originally perceived. So learn the art of letting go and letting the universe taking care of business, so to speak. Those of you that are familiar with this process will have it down to a T, as you will find that the process will occur a lot quicker for you in your year of 2023. With that being said, it is utmost paramount attention that you do know who you are as a person, and you keep yourself, your vibrational being and your mind and your emotions clear of any unwanted clutter and lower-based energy frequencies. The reason why we bring this to your attention is, with this vibrational change in your year of 2023, things will be a lot easier to manifest. So if you are holding on to old lower base frequencies and you give an ounce of your attention to them, then that is what, unfortunately, will be manifesting into your reality for you. So it's a great opportunity, yet responsibility to have in your year of 2023. The first thing you need to remember is to focus on you as an energy being, as a vessel of light in your physical body, and do the clearing and inner work, making sure that you're not harboring or holding on to any of these lower-based energies, frequencies, or thought forms. And then your manifestation abilities will be heightened, and you will be able to manifest that is in true alignment with who you are and what your soul is wanting to bring forward for you in your experience on the earth plane. So that is the first thing we want to draw to your attention in this transmission. The next thing also, without lowering the tone of this vibrational transmission, there's going to be a lot of need for healing for everybody and everything around you as the energies are changing rapidly. There's going to be, as we've probably mentioned numerous times on these transmissions, a lot of truths coming from beneath the surface that are going to be obvious to you all. Anybody that's paying any ounce of attention to their now moments will recognize these truths and realities rising up in and around your environment. Now, this can be on a personal level, it can be on a global scale as well. All we ask is that you pay attention, have an open mind and an open heart, and do not judge, do not criminalize these activities. Instead, see them for what they are. Let them go. Let them go to be healed. And then manifest the truth of what, as a collective, universal energy, is required to propel your earth into the new dimension, the dimension of truth, of love and light, bringing forward that heaven on earth into your now moment experiences. But to enable this to occur, those realities, those truths, those hidden truths need to be released, need to come to the surface, and therefore that can be let go of. Similar to that of your own personal manifestation abilities. We said earlier that it is your paramount reason is to clear your frequency. Well, you are part of the universe and part of Mother Earth, and so what makes Mother Earth and the universe any different? They will also be going through these changes. So when you do witness these truths, just simply see them for what they are. Do not judge, like we say. Let them go and notice a vast amount of change for the better occurring in your environment as a result of you doing this. Now, there will be a lot of people that will be needing healing on a personal and emotional level throughout the course of this year of 2023. Those of you that are listening to this transmission, your role, again, is not to judge them. Your role is to console them, to connect them to the truth of who they are, and also to connect them to that love and healing which awaits them in abundance for them to catch up and level up to the frequency that is waiting for them so they can be healed and cleansed. Your role is that bridge of non-judgment, that bridge of, shall we say, a listening board, a listening post. So you're allowing these individuals to speak their truth and to share their stories and their encounters of what they're going through. Whilst they're telling you this, they're actually healing themselves. They're releasing those old belief systems and energies, and you're allowing this to facilitate smoothly and naturally. What we will say to you, whilst this is occurring in and around you, we want you not to have any attachment to any of this information or vibrational energy information that they're sharing with you. Just simply listen and let it flow through you and not stick to you. You will notice a change in the environment, in the atmosphere as this is occurring, and you'll pick up on those frequencies of healing for the other individual that is sharing their story and their woes and their troubles. You will find this both therapeutic for them and for yourself as this process takes place. Now, this year is going to unfold a lot of, shall we say, people transforming into other forms. We'll put it in that format to keep the vibrational energy of this transmission high. So it is your role to simply observe, send that unquestionable love and healing and thanks and gratitude for the sacrifices that have been made. You are to continually ground your energies throughout the course of this year. In an ideal world, your ultimate opportunity, when you get the opportunity, will be to connect with nature, to get out into the forests, into the woodland, and anywhere where there's flowing or water, like a lake or a pond. When you walk around that perimeter of the water, this will be very therapeutic for you. It will be very healing for you, rejuvenating your energies, enabling you to do and continue your light work throughout the course of this year, as you'll find yourself being magnetically drawn to these locations, as your need to clear, cleanse, and heal your own vibration will be paramount this year. Those of you that are listening to this transmission will need a lot of self-love this year, and what we're referring to is knowing your own boundaries, your limitations, what you will and what you won't accept in your now moment experiences, as there will be a lot of people around you that will be wanting to take advantage of your high vibrational frequency energy. In other words, they will be leeching your vibrations from you in order to help them rise and raise their consciousness and awareness and their frequencies. With this being the case, you have to know when to detach your energy from these individuals. In other words, removing your presence, your physical presence out of the equation so that you can maintain your vibrational frequency high and strong. And this will enable you to help more people at a faster rate, rather than it being concentrated on one or two or several individuals in your environment. So be mindful of this experience. When you are feeling a little bit drained and lethargic, then this is your cue for you to remove yourself out of this environment physically. Now, you don't have to be rude in doing this. You can just excuse yourself and move into a different room, or go outside, or go into a different location away from those individuals. And you'll notice that your energy levels will be topped up. You'll be given back what you've been sending and what they've been taking from you. But we just wanted to let you know that this process will occur on a regular basis throughout the course of this year. So be aware of it and implement the instructional information which we have just shared with you in order for your vibration to be high and strong and to be that beacon of light, not just to those around you, but on a global and universal scale, because your light work will continue to heal, help, and instruct others for millennia to come. So the importance of the work, light work that you're doing, will go on for millennia. Now, what we're referring to, the light work with you, is the fact that you are more open to allowing this information, this vibrational, these codes and frequencies to flow and emanate through your physical presence. Whereas at one time you were slightly blocked off, shut off to it, ignorant to it, you may say. Whereas now, over the festive period, a lot of you that are light workers and are high vibrational beings, and you understand consciousness, will have gone through a period of rest, a period of time where you've been going in and out of your physical consciousness. In other words, most of you have been having afternoon naps and finding yourself drifting off in and out of sleep mode, more so than what you've done in a long, long time. So those of you that have experienced that over your festive period of 2022, well, we wanted to inform you now that this is what was occurring behind the scenes on an energetic level. We was preparing you for the energetic changes for the year of 2023, allowing you to be more high vibrational, to bring forward these light codes, these healing templates, and these positive frequencies into your earthbound incarnation. So watch out. This year's going to be a tremendous one, and we implore you to focus on the highest good for one and all. Regardless of what is being presented to you, it is your role as a light worker, as a worker of the universe, to transmute the perception of lower base frequencies into high vibrational energy. Transforming this energy will be a magical experience for not only yourself, but for those that are around you witnessing these miracles taking place. It will be like nothing that has ever been witnessed for millennia. So embrace every moment of it, as it is going to be very beneficial for one and all. We'd like to thank you for listening to this very intense transmission. There's a lot of informational content that we have shared with you that we hope will navigate your way through this year of 2023. And if you adhere to what we've said in this transmission, you will find that your year of 2023 will be very fruitful for you, your family, and those around you. But remember the act of balancing your frequencies, setting boundaries, and learning to love oneself in order for you to love everything and everyone in your universe. In a moment, we're going to change to another communicator that is going to bring some light codes and healing from the vessel in the form of sound healing that will help you on your journey in 2023. So thank you for listening to this, and enjoy and feel the energetic frequencies that are going to come through to you in the next moment from this other communicator in the form of sound healing therapy. We thank you and we wish you blessed tidings in your year of 2023.
What a beautiful transmission from the world of spirit there, and that sound healing was amazing. I certainly felt those vibrations. Well, next we're moving on to your weekly energy forecast reading for this week. So sit back, relax, and listen to this week's energy forecast reading. Hello, my name is Glenn Boddice and I'm a spiritual medium, and this is for this week's energy forecast reading for the week commencing Monday the 16th of January 2023. Now, those of you that have watched me work before will know that I consult the wisdom of my spirit guides and helpers, and also consult the wisdom of the angel tarot cards. So what I'm about to do is just shuffle the pack and allow a card to come out at random and right on cue. One's just done that. So here we are. This is your card for this week's energy forecast reading. I'm now going to link into the energy of the card and bring forward the information for you. Well, straight away this week, I'm feeling big changes are coming in for you. It feels as though that your tolerance and your patience levels are running thin. What I'm referring to with this is that when you're around people and they're going into levels of conversation. And if that level of conversation isn't aligning with you, you will cut that conversation short, or you will make your excuses and move away from it simply now, because you're understanding the importance of your own vibration, your own energy. And when something's not aligning with that anymore, you'll feel uncomfortable and you'll want to get out of that vibration. So watch out for that this week. Also, it feels as though the curtain or the veil has been lifted from in front of you, and you're going to start and see big changes occurring in your life. You're going to see them happening incrementally, but nevertheless, these changes are for your betterment. What I'm referring to with these changes, I'm talking about love and romance within your life. I'm talking about you allowing yourself to open up and be a little bit more vulnerable than perhaps you've been for quite some time, allowing people to get to know the true version of yourself and not feeling uncomfortable about doing that. Also, this week, it's going to be very empowering for you, because it's going to allow you to connect to your dreams, your desires, your hopes, your wants. And what I mean by this, it's going to allow you to go into that form of daydream throughout your day and start and use that as a visualization tool, so that you can link in with that frequency and start to align with those things that you're wanting in your life. And in other words, it's a form of manifesting. You're going to be more open to be doing that this week, and you'll find yourself, like we say, drifting off and visualizing and feeling and having that experience as if it was already here. And in reality, whatever it is you're wanting to bring in actually is already here. You're simply aligning and tuning into that. This week will also see you paying attention to your physical health. You may want to be aware that your breathing may be slightly out of sync. Now, what I'm referring to with this, when you observe yourself, you'll find that your breathing is a little bit faster than perhaps it should be. And this is because you need to slow that level of breathing down, get yourself nice and calm. It's almost as if that you're working on your adrenaline, and that is helping you to get through your day, rather than connecting with the day, blending with the day, slowing the breathing down, being part of that experience with the day. And you'll find a big shift once you realize that this is occurring as well. Watch out for your hunches this week as well, because you will have feelings about people and situations. Now, normally you would put these feelings to one side and go ahead and do something anyway, and then you would suffer the consequences. However, this week, those feelings, those emotions are going to be that strong and that prominent that you won't be able to ignore them any longer. And so you're going to take heed, and you're going to actually follow your intuition a little bit more with these circumstances. Now, you will feel a little bit uncomfortable with some of these intuition feelings that you are getting, but that is because it's giving you the message not to proceed forward, not to do a certain task, not to engage in conversation with certain individuals. It's giving you that information. This week, you're going to pay more attention to that as well. I'm also sensing around you this week that you're going to be feeling a little bit upset. When I say upset, I'm referring to emotionally, because you'll be reminiscing on elements of the past version of yourself that no longer exists in your current reality. And this is because you've changed, you've evolved, and only now are you starting to realize that. Because you've eased into this new version of yourself, you've accepted it on an energetic level, but on an observational level, you're just starting to notice that this is what's happening. So pay attention to that. I'm now going to turn the card over and go through it with you. So at the top of the card, we have King of Earth. First of all, that's telling you about your crown chakra as well. Watch out for that inspiration coming in. Also, it's telling you to sit in the seat of your own power as well. Take your power back, take your responsibilities back, and make conscious decisions based upon your intuition, what we were referring to earlier as well. Obviously, the masculine energy is connected with the king, so it's telling you to be your natural self, be that natural leader, and don't be discouraged by other people's ideals of you. Carry on, keep on carrying on, in other words. Earth would represent that you are very much down to earth. You're not a bossy character, but you like to get things done this week. Also, it's telling you that you're going to be more present. You're going to be more observational this week, including yourself. And like we've said earlier, there will be realizations that will just dawn on you, and you'll be like, okay, I have changed. Right, so I need to evolve, I need to accept these changes and go with them. So by being present, you're going to realize a lot of these changes around you, in and around you, should I say. At the bottom of the card, it says prosperous, generous, and successful. With all of these traits, I feel as though the key to them is the fact that you are down to earth. You are approachable. People feel comfortable in your presence and your energy, and they feel more in an alignment with you, that they can open up and share part of themselves with you. And in doing so, you'll find yourself in an abundant situation where people are drawn to you. So just take this in your stride, and which you will do, of course, because you're very down to earth. And in doing so, you're going to make some beautiful connections, both socially and shall I say career-wise as well, and connected with your business, with you being this relaxed version of yourself and trusting the process there. You're going to be very generous with your time, like the message suggests there as well. But with that being said, you need to have a cap on it so that people have an understanding of your limitations in terms of your time, in terms of your energy, because if they were to take and take and take, you would not have enough energy and time to help as many people as you possibly can. So just be mindful of that, where you're spending your time, where you're spending your energy. Looking at the artwork of the card, we've got green around the edging. That would indicate personal growth connected to yourself. It would also indicate listening to the heart chakra, listening to that wisdom, and also not diluting your energy, not changing in order to fit in with anybody else's narrative of you as well. In the artwork, we've got this masculine energy. He's looking really chilled out, very relaxed there, isn't he? He's got his hand in his pocket. And I feel as though this is how you're going to be. You're going to be relaxing into the week. You're not going to be pushing forward. You're just going to be accepting. And I think that is the key word for this week, acceptance. You're going to be in a position where you're more accepting of the vibrations, of the changes within you and your environment. And you're going to work with that energy in order to manifest what you wish to bring into your life. Now, he is holding it looks like a coin in his hand there, and he's holding it flat there. So that would indicate that your success is in the palm of your own hands. And with you taking that back step, with yourself easing into it, prosperity will find you as a result of that. Now, there's a tree behind him, and there's also a coin in the center of that as well. So that would indicate you being resilient, connecting to your truth, being down to earth will also be the key to your success this week. And that will generate income and also people towards you, with you having that as well. You're going to have your feet on the ground, and you're going to trust the natural state of play. So that's what I'm picking up for you for this week's energy forecast. Hope that resonates with you. If you've liked what you've seen on here and you're wanting a one-to-one private reading or a recorded 12-month forecast reading with myself, you can go over to my website, which is above, www.glenboddicespiritualmedium.com, or find me on Facebook. Also, listen to my radio show every Monday at 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time on pulsetalkradio.com. The show's called From Beyond with Glenn Boddice. Take care and God bless. Bye for now. Well, there's a lot to consider for this week, isn't there, with the forecast reading there. I hope you've enjoyed this week's show, and that you've taken some inspiration, maybe some wisdom there from the world of spirit, which has been channeled. And in fact, all the show is spiritually influenced. So I hope that energy has found you well this week. If you have any show suggestions, any ideas, or you want to share your own encounters or stories with us on From Beyond with Glenn Boddice, then you can contact me at www.glenboddicespiritualmedium.com or at my email address, which is glennboddice@live.co.uk. In the meantime, whatever it is you're doing, I wish you every success for your week ahead this week. See me the same place, same time next Monday. God bless and take care. Thank you for listening to From Beyond. more information about what products and services Glenn provides, go to Glenn Boddice Spiritual Medium